Hey guys, Joe here, and welcome back to another deep dive. It's getting to be that time of the year when fishing a fluke is really effective. I've got my favorite fluke right here. This happens to be the Strike King KVD shad. I like it because it's got a lot of salt. It's really heavy, and I like to fish a fluke fast. So we're gonna do a deep dive into rigging it, because the way you rig it can help you be a little bit more effective on the water. So we're gonna do a deep dive right now, so stay tuned. Coming up next.
Two-time NPFL champ, SaveMore Outdoors pro from Sapulpa, Oklahoma. Put your hands together for the hookup, Sean Soka.
Hey guys, Joe here, and let's dive into my favorite springtime fishing technique, and that's fishing a highly salted, heavy fluke style bait. For me, the heavier the better. Don't get me wrong, I love the scent trail that like the Berkley Max scent and some other brands really give off, but I'm not really a huge fan of the Zoom Super Fluke. There's not a lot of scent to it, if any, and it's a really light bait. And I like to fish a fluke fast. Whether I'm on a herring fishery and I'm rigging it herring style, I like the extra salt because it allows me to fish that fluke in a way that I can move it very quickly without having to worry about it kind of coming out of the water. That's always been kind of the issue with the fluke, is it wants to kind of come to the surface and kind of break the surface of the water, and that kind of ruins its action. You want that thing to be able to stay down. And what I've found recently in the last year or so is that if you rig it on a weighted Permalock hook from BKK, you can get that thing to ride a little more subsurface, and it allows you to fish it really quick. So let's take a look at the BKK weighted Permalock really fast. First thing you're gonna notice, when you open the package, or even before you open it, you're gonna see on the front, it lists two different weights. These tungsten nail weights on this hook actually come in two different weight sizes for every size hook. So you get like a 2/0 through a 5/0 if you buy the BKK fully loaded OCD box. But you'll notice each size, even if you just buy them individually from the stores, have two different size tungsten nail weights on the inside. And the way you can kind of discern which size is which is the length differs on each different size. So you're gonna notice, like in this 4/0 pack, it's got a 1/16 ounce and 3/32 ounce. And the difference is just a few different swirls or lines on the top of this tungsten weight. So that's how you're gonna kind of notice one size from the other, but they're both about the same width. So when you kind of stick it in to rig your fluke, they're both about the same, all right? But I'm gonna show you how I rig mine. All I do is I take that tungsten nail weight. Now it has a fluorocarbon keeper on each side to kind of hold that bait in nice and tight so you don't have to worry about using any glue. But I'm going to have that tungsten nail weight kind of so the wings, those fluorocarbon keepers, are out to the side of the bait. I'm going to jam it all the way in to where that screw lock kind of gets completely hidden, and then I'm going to pull it back just slightly till I feel those kind of fluorocarbon keepers start to stick out through that plastic. Then I'm gonna line up where my hook's gonna poke through. Leave my fingers there. Make sure it comes through nice and straight on the back. Ooh, I hit that one good. And now I have a slightly weighted down fluke that I can fish really fast. Doesn't matter if it's a shad spawn, a herring spawn, or you're just fishing around brim beds. You can now move this thing really quickly. That way you don't give those fish a very good opportunity to get a good look at it, and you can trigger a few more strikes that way while keeping that bait down in the strike zone really, really well, and not really having to worry about it breaking the surface of the water. So, Weighted Permalock on a Fluke. This is the #1 seller for BKK in the last year. Check them out at SaveMoreOutdoors.com.